This daily market update has been brought to you by Daily Wealth Report. Trading involves risk of loss and may not be suitable for you. Past performance is no guarantee or reliable indication of future results. All advice and education content is of the nature of general information only and must not in any way be construed or relied upon as legal, financial, or personal advice. Good morning, traders and investors. It is Friday, the 22nd of June, and we've seen the markets reverse heavily overnight in Europe and the US, based on economic data with manufacturing growth providing weaker reporting, and credit ratings for banks were downgraded by research firm Moody's, with 15 international banks being downgraded. We're having a look at the German DAX at the moment. We've got that up in front of us, and it was down 49 points, forming a short-term pivot point, and it's stalled at the 50-period moving average. It closed at 6343 last night, or 0.7% down. It had been down early on in the session, rallied through the middle of the day, but gave up all those gains and turned negative through the later part of the session. As we have a look at other European markets, the FTSE index was also down. We can see a strong solid red candle there. That's a bearish engulfing pattern, and also forms a short-term bearish pivot point. It was down 56 points, closing at 5,566, or just short of 1% of a decline. So it spent virtually the whole session in the negative, not really testing any positive territory. In France, the CAC 40 was also down, as one could imagine. It was down 12 points, or 0.4%, so not finding as much selling pressure as its European counterparts. Closed at 3,114, and it too followed broadly what the German market had done, being negative in the early part of the day, rallying through the middle, but then giving all that back through the last couple of hours. As we head into the US markets, we can see it was quite a significant drop on the US Dow Jones index. It was down 250 points, or just short of 2%, closing at 12,573. We can clearly see that sideways action we were talking about just yesterday turning into a strong downward shift. The Dow futures might be up slightly in aftermarket trading, but that's really would just be a little bit of relief movement. It is closed below the 50-period moving average. It hasn't tested the 20-period yet, and it is still in this upwards shift through here. So whilst there's a great deal of caution to be had with such a strong 2% movement, we need evidence of a change back into the downwards trend before panic hits the screens. The Nasdaq index was showing exactly the same type of movement. It was down 71 points, closing at 2,859, down 2.4%, so it outperformed the blue chip stocks. So technology had a fair amount of selling pressure in there. And when we look at the broader market using the S&P 500 index, it was down 30 points, or 2.2%, closing at 1,325. So all of these US indices are showing a very similar picture. This, of course, has sent the VIX index rallying quite strongly. This data is just updating at the moment, but the VIX index closed up $2.84, or 16.5%. So you can see that that was quite a strong movement. Closing at 20.08, we'll have that just in around that level just there. Okay, so looking at the Australian markets, they had closed down overnight. They had closed down yesterday. You can see that that's stalled off that level of 4125. We at Daily Wealth Report, we'd posted a portfolio protection strategy yesterday for our readers, and that may very well provide a little bit of hedging for any portfolio that is going to deal with this current market activity. So you can see it's a strong bearish reversal. We had a shooting star the previous day, and we're back into this range that's held the market since mid-May. As one can imagine, the SPY futures are pointing down. They're down 47 points, so that will have a major influence on the ASX 200 on the opening bell. We'll see if the sellers are able to continue pushing that. So 47 points down. I'll just adjust my... We're going to be looking at a value down around these levels here if the markets hold on to that selling pressure. So down around 40.50. So the big question will be whether the markets are just going to maintain this range here, or whether they're going to start to break down and form new lows again, and therefore have a continuation of a downwards trend. Well, that's our summary for Friday the 22nd of June. It looks like we're going to end the week on a relatively negative note, and we'll need to see how the markets settle overnight heading into the new week. So I wish you all happy trading, and look forward to speaking to you on Monday.